Well, congratulations on Robin Hood Men in Tights. Why is it that you decided to pick on Kevin Costner's Robin Hood movie this time out?
I didn't pick on his movie. I love Robin Hood. I think he made a great movie. Thank God he didn't have an English accent. I mean, it allowed me to do this whole thing. I've loved Robin Hood ever since I was a little kid. We used to play around with wooden sticks and, you know, make swords out of them and go to the poultry store and put feathers in our hats and our hair. And I love Robin Hood. I love the Errol Flynn version. I loved Olivia de Havilland. I loved Claude Rains as that evil usurper. And I said, who could play Claude Rains? Could it possibly be Richard Lewis? Could Richard Lewis be Prince John? Never in a million years. That's why we cast him.
He's great in it.
He's great. Mm-hmm. And Roger Rees is the sheriff of Rottingham. We changed Nottingham to Rottingham because we didn't like those guys. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, we bonded. We loved each other. Amy Yazbek in her iron underwear was sensational. And we just loved doing it. I mean, you know, I think you got to love the subject before you can have fun with it. And it was heaven.
It must have been a riot to write this stuff. What were your writing meetings like?
Oh, they were hysterical. I mean, when we thought of Rabbi Tuckman instead of Friar Tuck with curls attached to his hat, you know, I mean, we were hysterical. We couldn't wait to do it. We couldn't wait to do it. And we couldn't wait to get Prince John and the sheriff together as the kind of medieval Abbott and Costello. I mean, they really worked so beautifully together. And we didn't know who was going to be. We had no idea who was going to be King Richard, because Sean Connery did it so splendidly in the Kevin Costner version, you know, with the royal, roguish, he had that burr, you know. So Cary Elwes was a friend of Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart just happened to be at his house and glanced at the script and said, who is King Richard? You know, making fun of Connery. And he said, well, they don't have one yet. He said, could I be it? So he called me and I said, yes, please. So Patrick Stewart plays that arise young Robin of Locksley. He's great.
Oh, he's wonderful.
He's so great in it.
Good choice. Yeah, he does very well in that role.
It gave me a chance to be very funny when Ben's made Marion over as his royal right, you know, kisses her for a big hot kiss. And I look over their heads and say, it's good to be the king.
So now, I heard that you were watching a movie, Naked Gun, saw Leslie Nielsen, said, he's the one.
I said, yeah, there's a great deal of command, of arrogance, all the you know, the features needed for Dracula, and a big load of stupidity, which helps a lot, you know. So he's a great guy. He was wonderful to work with. He was funny and glorious, but he never let up. He was always menacing. And he's the only guy I could see that could wear a cape. And I've never seen another guy who could wear a cape as well as Leslie.
Do you enjoy a film more when you take part in every aspect of it, producing, directing, starring?
Yes. I really care about a movie. I want the movie to be true to its source. I want it to do a great salute and an homage, mostly to Bram Stoker's book and the 31 film, the Todd Browning version, starring Bela Lugosi. That was the great one. I enjoyed the Hammer films of the 60s. I don't know if you know Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. They were wonderful. The Freddie Francis film. Freddie Francis was a great cinematographer who directed a couple of those beautiful Hammer Dracula films. And then there's Coppola, and that was an interesting film. Very strange. I thought Gary Oldman was wonderful, and it was sexual and wonderful, and I thought he cared about Dracula, you know. But it's all grist for my mill. I do spoofs.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do a spoof with some structure, with some, you know, some strength.
You really kind of walk a fine line a lot of times with your movies, different things that you put in it. Have the movie companies ever approached you and said, you know what, cut that out, that's not going to work? They do, and I take notes, and I say, I'll cut, what do you want me to cut? And I say, I'll cut this, I'll cut that out. You don't want the farting kids blazing saddles, no, that's much too dirty. No, that's scatological, you don't want punching a horse, no, we'll take that out. And eating the beans and
punching the old lady, and all the homosexual references. Don't know who directed it. Bad taste, right? And they leave, and I take this, and I throw it away, and I leave everything in. Same thing with Dracula.
And they're the most memorable scenes,
yeah,
right?
and then they don't know. I mean, they want to be politically correct, and I want a great movie. So, I mean, so I do everything I want.
Now, I read that you used to be a drummer in a band
Yes.
a long time ago. You still got it in you.
Yeah, I can still do it. I mean, I have a little red rubber practice pad. And I play once a day just to keep the wrists working, you know.
Now, when you were playing the drums, was this your first venture into entertainment?
It was. I was playing the drums. I was in the Borscht Belt, which is a euphemism for the resorts that cater to Jews outside of New York City, the Catskills. And I was a drummer, and I used to listen to the comic, and he always had lousy material. I hated the comic. They'd say, ladies and gentlemen, I went out last night with a girl. This girl was so skinny, the waiter said, check your umbrella. I said, so I began inventing a different kind of crazy or realistic human comedy. And I've been on that bend ever since.